Right, I owe you a video, so here we go. Strap yourselves in. Non-linear progression. Or at least I feel that's the vague outline for the video because, yeah. It's one of those things you always feel the need to try and create a theme and or generalized idea or, content creation. Yeah. Something I may well be taking a hiatus from because, well, it's kind of goes back to the non-linear progression. It's like something that seems to be lost on a lot of people, like especially where art is concerned. Because the funny thing is like I've been labelled as all sorts since I started making art, mostly because I never bothered to actually explain anything. Or explain my processes, or explain my basically I just don't justify anything, I just make it and move on. Which, yeah, allows people to fill in the gaps. What do I mean by that? I've had every spectrum that you could imagine when people have looked at my art, from super talented to absolutely fucking crazy. And everything in between, like schizophrenic, ADHD, bipolar, manic, addict. This is the thing, is like these are all terms that other people have put on me, like because I'm passionate and I'm obsessed, and the two combined, it's a very grey area of crazy that a lot of people just don't get. But a lot of it comes back down to this non-linear progression. Like, if you look at my body of work on my website, there are very distinct themes throughout. But it's all cluttered together, so you don't necessarily see it all as... It doesn't, doesn't all quite gel. And it's the same with styles of, painting. It's like, I don't care, I just paint. Just depends on what I'm feeling and what the intended goal or outcome is. I'm not really... Whilst there's styles I like and there's styles I will naturally move towards, is like there's entire side quests I've gone on that make absolutely no sense. Like Ebrew. EBRU. It's a style of painting that utilizes geometric patterns to create beautifully intricate work. But it's all done by floating paint on water, which... I don't know, I'm sure it might come up somewhere down the line, maybe, But I put a lot of the non-linear progression, someone said to me recently about ADHD, and it was just like, nah, it's just, I don't explain myself. I've got a multitude of different projects on the go at any one time, which is why it might seem like that. But if I had ADHD, nothing would get finished, which is the exact opposite of what I try to do, This is why I've got so many sort of projects or ideas on the back burner at the moment, because until they're finished, I've got to keep a side eye on them, Like the mobile game. Something I will do, it'll come, but I need a development team. I need people that can actually, Yeah. Technology and money, basically. But that's the battle that I've struggled with, like, because I want to make art, for art's sake, but then I need to also make money, because if I don't make money, I can't do a lot of the things I want to do. A bit like the gardening project. I said to my friend, is like, whilst what I've created has outlasted a drought, it could be producing a lot more, I could be doing a lot more to create food forests. But it all requires money, like, or resources. It's not necessarily money. It's like, but to build raised beds, you need money. To fill them with mulch, you need money. Like, and this is why I've had to sort of focus on creating these collections and figuring out how to get to Project Zero. Oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't show some of these on YouTube. I love how broken it is as well, because it's still showing some of the older works which don't exist anymore. But it'll catch up. But yeah, this weird battle between, it's like following this sort of spiritual thread. Like, you keep tugging at it and it keeps drawing you forward, and like, but at a certain point, well, you've got to think about the reality, unfortunately. Delusion will only get you so far, because, well, as I found out recently, it's like, there's some things that you need money for. Like, you cannot get around it. And if you don't know anyone that's willing to help, you're basically stuck. Which, But it's like a creative battle, It's like trying to do the right thing for you, but also being able to support yourself. I don't know. It's like I say, it's a difficult one because I'm me. But I use stories or, books as a reference because it's the easiest way to understand non-linear progression. Like, how 2-3 books can lead into something, or characters can be created just to kill them off. It's yeah. It might seem a bit scatty from the outside looking in, but there is a method to the madness. Or at least I think there is. Is like I say, it's balancing ambition and or utilizing your mind. And that's the hardest thing I've always struggled with, is finding a place to use my mind, because it's uniquely punky. There's something very classically British, like, there's a certain element of like punky anti-establishmentness. I don't know. Something I realise the older I get, because I look back at some of the instances or things I did when I was younger, and it was heavily influenced by books I've read, because I was acutely aware that prior, when I was much, much younger, there was not a lot of repercussions for my actions. And whilst that was short-sighted, Because there's always repercussions, there's always a knock-on effect. It's like, books. It's one of those things, like, but it's why I bring up the Stephen Erickson series, because it's such a complicated set of books. Like, and as I say, there's entire storylines in the book that go entirely nowhere just for the sake of plot. It makes sense at the end. It all makes sense, but fucking hell. You're trying to explain it, it's like you just sound mental, because there's a start, middle, and end. But sometimes there's a start, middle, and end within half a book that then leads on to another start, middle, and end. Like I say, you hear it a lot in the entrepreneurial space and a lot with business, because the nature of progress and constantly striving to progress, you end up stumbling upon gold, essentially. You find the thing that makes you you, or that makes you money, rich, wealthy, whatever the intended, well, that is the intended goal for most business, isn't it? Power. Or at least the illusion of power. Because that's the thing, it's like there's people out there with fucking billions that you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't know to see them, you wouldn't know to speak to them, like, be so unassuming. It's that sort of weird drive of ambition, like, but it's a lot of the reason why I've done what I've done with the prints. It's why all the prices have changed, and that's it now. Only going up. Well, I can't with some of it, but for the most part. Let's do it that way rather than the... don't get bombarded with all of it then. Totem. Bit of reverence for nature. But it's the thing I've realised with, like, moving forward, like, wanting to set up more food forests, trying to actually engage and educate as to why. Because, well, why wouldn't you want to leave the planet in a better state than when you got here, Even if it's on a small scale, it's the knock-on effect. And I think to a degree that's a lot of what's being lost, because everyone is so self-consumed and or self-interested that they're not worried about the world around them. They're not trying to improve it or leave it in a better state. They're just thinking about themselves. It's ego. That's the thing with success, where it's like, it's a double-edged sword, like, because it will feed your ego and make you feel untouchable, but at the same time, you're still human. Like, you still rely on the same doctors and nurses at the end of the day. God bless them, eh? Someone's got to do it. It's a thankless job if I've ever. And you see that with some jobs. It's like, that's the thing with me. Is like I've always wanted to help, but I never really understood quite how or where. Like, this is why I just try and utilize my mind in art or artistic ways, because, well, it's the vessel I've chosen and dedicated a large portion of my life towards, so, you know. Feel obliged to keep pushing onwards. But that was the thing a couple of years ago that really kicked my ass into gear, because it was just like being accepted onto a master's and not being able to fund it. You know, it's like, whilst I want to keep improving and I want to keep growing and I want to keep doing more and more and more, I feel I don't know, stunted. It's like, I want to work, I want to do the work, but I haven't got the access to the resources to be able to do the work. This is why I say it's like, it's weird because it's the opposite of what it was when I was working, because I had, you know, didn't have the time, but I had the money. And yeah, now I'm in the opposite position where it's like, I want to do the work and I want to get on with things and I want to create projects and I want to do more, but I don't have the resources. And that's the thing. Life is kind of backwards like that. That's why I showed you the image to start with, because it's like, there's something very poetic about the dualistic nature of it. Like, the faith and or yin-yang element, you know, like balance between life and death. I don't know. Pick a balance. But yeah, it's a lot of the reason why I've decided to sort of move on with a lot of these things and aim higher, because, well, if I want to do a master's, if I want to do these food for it, if, you know, like, I was chatting to a friend about the sort of council property that they live on, and it's like, well, for about $1,000, I could cover the whole place in a food forest, essentially, and be creating creating ecosystems and creating food. Because, well, if we're going to keep getting hit with droughts, it makes sense to start before it becomes too much of a problem. But, you know, yeah. Side quests. As I mentioned, it's I have many a thing to do. Someone said a while ago, why don't I talk more about some of the projects? And it's like, because I just want to do them. I'm not one to... Project Zero's been the only thing I've really talked about or wanted to talk about and continue to talk about, because I want to do it. It's like, why I don't necessarily talk about the technology and ideas and research, because I don't know. And whilst I know the best thing to do as a salesman would be to tell people that I know what I can do will work, you know, like creating devices that essentially create an income by utilizing electricity. It's a very simply implemented thing, but there's also a lot of research and a lot of, well, research and development. And the innate battle with, do you do it open source or do you actually patent it? And then if you patent it, you know, that's a whole process in of itself that when you don't like writing, these sort of things become a bit more than a challenge. It's innately the problem with the mobile game, because it's like, I can understand and do bits of coding, I can get AI to do a lot of it, but do I fundamentally understand it? No. And that's the problem. Because whilst I have the ideas of how to create what I want to create, the implementation of it is like, huh? Yeah. Do I really want to spend several years just working on a singular project that I know I could just outsource and pay someone to do it? It's like, yeah. But it's a lot of the reason why the one photo on here, jump back out, is so much. Because whilst I want to help a friend, land and property prices in the UK are fucking obscene for what you get. And to be able to actually utilise it in a, to be able to give them enough money to actually make it somewhat useful. And even then, the fucking logistics of it, like, it's mental. It's just mental. It's like you pay tax on the money, and then if you want to give it to someone, you've got to pay more tax on it. And then I'm fairly sure if it's over a certain limit, they've got to pay tax on it or claim it. Fucking... This is why I say, it's like, this is why some of the pricing is the way it is, because, yeah, the world is fucking backwards, and what can you do? Like, unfortunately, it is what it is. It's like, well, yeah, the hardest thing with picking out this collection was deciding which images to put in there. Because the original study was, I think, 25 or 26 like sites of worship, which, yeah. Took me a little while filtering it down to 8 and then editing and doing all that lovely jazz. Editing, naming, uploading. I figured I'd skip the middleman and not waste your time showing you the behind the scenes of that stuff, because, ugh, it's tedious. I do love how some of these are interpretative. Like, wow. The interesting thing is some of these are entirely fabricated and some are done from reference. So 1, 2, 3. So 3 out of the 8, maybe 4. Because there are no references for, well, there's references for monoliths, but not really old, like, monoliths. Well, I suppose that's subjective, isn't it? It's like there's sites, there's monolithic sites, but there's not really, yeah. Maybe one day they'll find a bunch. Just seems like what potentially Göbekli Tepe could be is a site of worship, but until they actually bother to dig it out, you're never going to know. Which, Yep. It's the ass backwards nature of society. Is like so many curious people that want to know what the fuck was before or who the fuck built half of the stuff that's already here. But there's also a large group of people that don't want anything to do with it and don't want to know. They're happy with the version of history that's publicly available. But, you know, stuff like the old totems or totem poles. Something that used to be classically worshipped or sites of prayer, but yeah, I don't imagine there's too many pictures of them. Trying to think actually is like, when were cameras invented and when did they wipe it all out? Because there might have been some crossover. There might be something out there, but like I say, yeah. But how might this affect content moving forward? Well, I'm not sure. Depends how quickly they sell them, I suppose. It's a difficult one to really predict because I rely solely on social media. Like, I don't think people quite understand that I don't speak to anyone. I speak to 2-3 people. That's it. Like in the last year, that's about, well, yeah, minimal. Minimal interactions with the outside world and or, well, yeah. Whilst I may be active on social media, I don't technically really use it as such. Like, which is why, in a weird way, I have to keep producing content and I have to keep talking about the stuff that I'm creating, because if I don't, nobody's ever going to fucking see it. As much as I want a Jarvis-style assistant to help with such things, it's like, yeah, I don't have the resources to set that up quite yet. And even then, I like the personal touch. I like, it's just like the weird thing with me is like I'm actually really a social person. I just have chosen to be antisocial because I love the work. I love making, I love creating, I love thinking of new ways to create or new things to create, and that's the problem. Some might say it's the answer, but you know, when you don't have the resources, it's like, yeah. Well, you might have seen some of the painting I've done recently. I was asked what I was using, and I had to defer and sort of play it down. I was just like, acrylics, because the reality is I'm using cheap old £1 bottles of paint that are meant for kids. And then just blending different things in with them to give them a bit more, I don't know, sticking power. Trying to think of the word, but it's not coming to me. Nope. But yeah, whilst I have some, it's like, it's not what I want to be doing, and you know. But is that, and I quite like these videos. This is the thing, is like I quite like just having a sit down and chat. So I will inevitably keep doing them. It's just, as I say, sooner or later I'm going to have a break because, well, I've got so much shit to fucking do. So much stuff that needs to be done. Like, I was looking at me crackers this morning and thinking, every time I get a little bit of money, I get something resolved or I get something fixed, but I consistently forget about buying antlers for my boy here because, oh, crackers needs horns. But there's a whole series of animals, trophies that I would love to make. Like, and whilst I could do some of it now, you know, it's like I can do bits, it's just hobcobbling shit together because it's what I have, not necessarily because it's the way it should be done. And that's the innate issue, because it's like, when you know what you're capable of, it's that much more frustrating having to do things the hard way or the wrong way, because you know what the right way is, or you know what, you know. Plus, as I say, I'd rather just create a collection of trophies just to then talk about it, rather than, well, that or showing the process of making it, you know. But it's little things, computer, camera, just technology. Got a lot of brushes, but like I say, it doesn't really help me with actually making some of the things I want to do and scaling up, because, painting is fun, but it's not really... I don't know. It's like I want to get rid of what I have to then have the mental acuity to create fresh. Like, and this is a lot of the reason why I'm working on these prints and working on all the other things in the background, because it's like, once everything's done, I'm going to take a break and I'm going to, well, probably go find a fucking job just so I can fund some shit, because until I sell some art, I'm basically stuck wanting to do work and not being able to do work, and ugh. Fucking miserable. And whilst I'm upbeat about it, because I know, you know, I know things will work, I know things will sell, I know, like, with the content, down the line, yeah, I might get paid for making content, but, you know, it's a long old journey, and with an ever-growing list of things that I want to do, it's like, yeah. Can't keep avoiding the elephant in the room, you know what I mean? It's like, that's a funny thing, because like, I don't really want to work a normal job, because I know it's not going to get me to where I want to be. It's not going to achieve much of anything other than lifestyle stuff, which is important. You know, it's the one thing I've entirely negated to actually deal with in the entirety of the time that I've been making art. Because I put everything into the art and forgot that I actually need clothes, dentists, fucking food, gym, like just basics. Well, what I would class as basic stuff to be healthy and of reasonably sound mind, which, yeah. I say reasonably because and this is the thing, is like, what a lot of these videos are is behind the scenes. You're seeing what goes on in my head when I'm not making art. Because when I'm making art and when I'm doing stuff, it's very different. It's like, because I know what I need to do, I know how to do it, I know what I've got to do. Like, like with some of these collections, it's I'll go with ballsy, but you know, there's probably other people that would have other opinions on it. But at the same time, it's art. Like you can't take the two and separate them. You know, like the art from the artist. It's like, yeah. And I see a lot of people struggle with that. They get too wrapped up in the blending the two of them together, and it's like, hey, I've done it. And you end up with no personal life. And whilst, you know, the point of art is to have fun and enjoy yourself and create things that inspire people or educate people or, like I say, create products that people love. I mean, sounds fucking retarded, but that is, you know, that's the game, isn't it? But at a certain point, it's not worth sacrificing yourself for the sake of your art. You know, it's like, what if I lost probably 5 to 10 years of my fucking long-term health just because I've been so obsessed, so addicted to the idea of success that I almost, don't get me wrong, I'll get there. I will figure it out. It's just, yeah. It's that realization that if you'd actually put a bit more of yourself first, you'd be further ahead. Because as much as we revere these people that dedicate their lives to their craft, it's like, you're not seeing what's going on behind the scenes and how their, you know, mental health, physical health, and, well, personal life gets absolutely fucked. I think there's a certain level of excellence you can never achieve if you aren't doing everything. If you're not optimizing and trying to improve every aspect of your life at the same level, it's like you're never going to achieve, or it's not to say you won't, because you can. Like, the human mind is pretty brilliant. Like, but that being said, it's like, you would probably achieve it faster if you applied some of the other things, you know? If you improve some of the other things that help support you towards excellence, and this is why I say, is like, if your personal life reflects the excellence that you are aiming to achieve within the art or your sort of niche, your passion, you're more likely to achieve it quicker. And that's the thing, is like, while suffering and doing things the hard way will teach you a lot, it's like, it's a mixed blessing. And it's why a lot of people become jaded or just take the easy way out, you know? Which, kind of says it all, doesn't it, really? It's like, well, you know, we put more emphasis on the bringing it all up together and trying to actually but hey, as I mentioned at the start, things are backwards, so you kind of got to work a bit backwards. So people are so stuck on the process and this perfection and idealization of perfection that they forget that to achieve excellence is messy, it's a bit fucked up, and, you know, it's that age-old thing, innit? Gotta crack a few eggs to make a fucking omelette. Like, there's no escaping it. But, yeah, I'm all one for trying to find a balance, even if it's unachievable. It's like, it's better than being bitter, twisted, and looking at the world through jaded glasses, isn't it? Because, hey, got to at least be somewhat optimistic or pragmatic about things. But yes, non-linear progression. A story within a story within a story within a story. But there's a lot of the reason why it's these collections are the way they are, because, well, it's a story in a weird way. Like, so the messiness of life followed by the inevitable journey to the next life. I don't know how to quite define it because, well, it's undefinable. Who the fuck knows? And, you know, some things aren't meant to be known, I'm fairly sure. I'm fairly sure that's the beauty of life. You're not supposed to. I think if you did, you'd probably go fucking mental. Too much information. But yeah, I will leave a link for the shop and or the collections in the description below, so you can go and inspect them yourself. Varying degrees of sexy. Still love that one, the Adam or Steve. It's like, oof, just oof. Beautifully classical, but yet with a modern twist, because people are more obsessed with their phones and their self. In the past, we were always looking and or striving towards this innate perfection and or wanting to achieve like godliness, divine levels of perfection, whereas nowadays it's more about the do what you want, be what you want, and stay focused on your phone. Let's leave you with this one. If you're wondering what it is, it's a well, ancient god, goddess, holy deity, Santa Muerte. Probably butchering that, but it's the best you're going to get out of me. My Spanish is muy poquito. Mucho gracias. Yes, okay, I can understand some, but Jesus Christ. But yeah, expect more videos. I think that's the thing. Is like, I think especially and or as soon as I manage to sell something, because, well, having spent years providing art for relative value and attempting to try and sell art and provide art for people that they can afford, it's like, fuck that, doesn't work, doesn't serve you. And, you know, it's great if you're the happy-go-lucky, you know, let's build a boring fucking Disney brand. Like, it might work, but when you're working with these kind of themes and or, well, attempting to utilize your mind, it's like, you kind of gotta strive for a higher level, you know, you gotta... It's like someone said to me a few years ago, it was like, it's like, your Redbubble looks like a French design house. And I was like, thank you. And the thing I took away from that was, shit, I'm massively underselling myself, because fucking hell, you look at the prices of some of these quote unquote luxury brands, it's like, huh, massively underselling myself. So, hey, if I've got to slightly oversell myself to achieve more and be able to create more, fuck it at this point. Boy needs new teeth. And gold teeth aren't fucking cheap. I'll tell you that much. Gah. Plus the inevitable months of fuckery that come along with that. Because, fucking hate the dentist. For good reason, nonetheless. But, hey. Maybe I'll go into that into a future video of the shenanigans with me and my fucking teeth, because I'm the idiot in the grand scheme of things. It's just, yeah. It's like one bad thing after another bad thing after another. And it just kind of spiraled. And then, like I say, when I got into art with nothing. So it kind of, this is why everything I've ever created or got or been given has gone into art. Which is why, yeah, a lot of things have got pushed to the wayside, because I'll deal with it later. Problem is, later came and, yeah, I didn't have anything left. And like at the moment, it's like, oh, well, I've got loads of them. I've got like 3 sketchbooks I need to scan and actually upload, and a website that needs an entire overhaul. That's before I even start. Like, fucking so much work to do, which, whilst I can outsource some of it, I've also got to do an awful lot of it myself, which, fun times, gives me to talk about, I guess. If you've made it this far, you are an absolute legend. Make sure to like the video so that it actually might get to someone else, because, whew, yeah. Even with the best branding in the world, not that I have that, but you know what I mean, it's like, God, it's a slog, especially with the AI slop that's out there, but hey ho. It is what it is. The market, well, they've got to find a use for it. Otherwise, what have they spent all this money for? Yeah, it's a whole, yeah, that's a rabbit hole I don't really want to have to go down, because data centers, what is the point? Other than collecting data. Or mining Bitcoin. Or answering dumbass questions on search engines. I don't art. I don't know. I'm sure they'll find a use for it somewhere. Somehow, some way. But yeah, I will be back. I will keep you in the loop. Like I say, gotta get Project Zero off the ground before I can start considering what next. Or yeah. So much to do. So much to do and so little time to achieve it all. The innate problem with ambition. Like, comment, subscribe, all that usual jazz, and I'll be back. These are all online now, so go check them out. And as I say, I will be back with another video. Still aiming to do weekly videos, is just like I say, life. Until I've resolved some of these, getting a workshop and/or studio set up. It's like, can't reliably give you a fixed timetable, because I just don't know. I don't know when I'm going to get time, A, to myself, or B, to actually give you something of interest to look at or listen to, because, yeah, no point making content just for the sake of making content. It'd be just as bad as everyone else at that point. But yeah, check out some of the new work, some of the 8 prints available, or some of the other ones, some of the more risque pieces, and I'll catch up with you again in a week or so. Thank you very much for watching. Stay awesome. Keep positive. As always. Peace out, my lovers. My lovers.